The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord? Or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord Sanat Kumara, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord of hosts, I am that I am, Sanat Kumara. He is the King of glory. Praise the Lord, I am that I am, Sanat Kumara. Praise the Lord, I am that I am, Sanat Kumara. Praise the Lord, I am that I am, Sanat Kumara. I would like to read to you the words of beloved Paul the Venetian. Gracious ones who respond to the heartbeat of God in majestic nature, pause to reflect for a moment, for the hungers of men's hearts are never truly satisfied, except by their own inward stance of spiritual beauty and its appreciation. Mounting world distress creates a sense of the desolate in men, especially in the more sensitive. And so, as though they were upon hot desert sands, athirst and without water, they long for an oasis of peace, or the journey's end, where the accoutrements of civilization will once again assuage their thirst and bring them that release which they seek. Now, purity of concept is essential in both material and spiritual victory. For if men were to obtain outward respect or stature by vapid or cruel means, the karmic debt would exceed the recompense attained. In spiritual matters, it is impossible for men to acquire by wrong means, for the soul is always set back by the employment of wrong method. It is most difficult, precious ones, for the ascended masters to reach mankind when their own souls are unable to do so. Have you thought then, gracious ones, of the hunger of your own soul, made in the image of God, for the beautiful image of the heavenly world and of the higher self? Do you know what it means to satisfy the longings of the soul by setting your feet upon a pathway worthy of eternal pursuit? There are so many byways, so many diversions, so much that is confusion in the world, that a moment's thought will reveal to the honest heart of man or woman who will take stock of himself and of his aims and aspirations, that vain and repetitive events, even of mortal achievement, cause the human mind to soar to dizzying heights, from whence the tired eagle must ultimately drop into the great abyss of unreality and experience the termination of personal aspiration. Unquestionably, each individual's soul would act as self-teacher if its voice could be heard by the outer consciousness, if the sensitizing and purifying action would occur naturally or be encouraged enough so that it would understand the message of the eternal mysteries imparted by the soul. Now we must face the problem encountered by the ascended hosts in their outreach to mankind via the spoken or printed words sent forth in your day for your edification and upliftment. Unless you shall treasure our words as God intends, we cannot assist you, any more than can your own soul, in attaining that development of right action and right reaction, which is our intent and God's as well. We must direct our concepts to those of many stations, providing nourishment for all, evolving all, assisting all, and attempting to reach all. Yet the few who find the meat of spiritual sustenance within our words dearly appreciate them and treasure them, one and all. Whereas those who have no sense of the value of our radiation and contact unwittingly pass by a great release of love and light, which is in truth the sheen of the soul, the living treasure of their own being, shining through from the inner lantern. Come with me, then, to the garden of your heart. Raise the latch of your attention. Watch the great golden gate swing inward. See the peaceful winding pathway, the verdant protective hedges, the trellised roses of love, the lacy fern of form symmetry, the statuary of masterful achievement, the tinkle of falling water from the fountain of God purity, the hush of reverence in angel minds, the sense of prescience, and the peace engendered by this retreat from the worldly sense. In this garden, come apart. In this garden, find your heart. In this garden is liberty. Hear the anthem of the free. Be brave when all the world's in fear. I am God presence ever near. There is no failure in his plan of liberty for every man. I am eternal gratitude for opportunities so good. The very presence of the light hangs in the air so sweet and bright. As angel faces peep right through from sunlight shaft of glory's hue, I see the ladder of the Lord, the law of love now so adored. Increase the attitude of right that pens the law of sacred might and holds me close to God's embrace, exalting the courage of his grace. I move mid cycles of the years as beauty's hand wipes away all tears. I see the shining realm of light from whence I came, descending bright. As God's own hope for victory, singing the anthem of the free, I go to do thy will in thee. A sunbeam ray from higher towers, to utilize thy finest hours by inspiration's mighty power. Every precious day I see as welcome opportunity to dwell in garden fair within, where God does triumph over sin, and find the way that leads me home and keeps me seated on the throne of oneness with thy purpose rare. This is my heart's great daily prayer. Father, I thank thee for beauty, and more than all, for the beauty that now and always is within me.